Captain Sandy and Aeshas are back in the boat, and joining two of our favorite people is a third Stu who doesn't know how an iron works. Also, a group of TikTok boys who just got their driver's licenses, and some provisioners who don't know their ass from a box of rosé.
I'm Morgan.
I'm Lane.
And welcome to Below Deckexperts. Okay, guys, if you're new here, the way our episodes work is we start with two quick questions for each other based on this week's episode. But since we are covering two episodes because we took a week off, are we going to do two questions? Because I have two, but I only kind of like one.
We'll start the episode off with one and see where we go from there.
Okay. And then we focus on like 2 to 4 main points throughout. Again, since we're doing 2 episodes, we'll break this up with like episode one topics, go through that. And then in episode 2 topics, go through that.
Yeah.
Welcome.
We apologize for missing a week.
I know. It just kind of
happens.
sucked that it landed on like a season premiere.
Yeah.
But who could have planned that, you know?
I know. We were just busy.
Yep. I was out of town and then...
I went out of town.
Yep, like when I got into town, Lane went out of town, so it was just never going to happen. Lane's like, well, we can record and do this, and then I can edit it, and I'm like, it's fine. Like, it'll be okay.
What was hilarious was, it was a Sunday. I was like, oh, I'll get back on a Sunday. We can record, I'll edit, and then I'll post it that night. And then that Sunday, I ended up staying up until 5 a.m., waking up at 7 a.m., cleaning up a crawfish boil party, like a whole entire party, like tents, tables, chairs. And then me and my buddy drove back to his house, and I was like, bro, I need to go back to bed. He's like, that's fine, go to the guest room. Slept until 4 p.m.
Yep. And I know this about him too. So I'm like,
she called it.
Well, even because he's even like, well, we can record Friday and then like I'll edit it Friday and I'll leave Saturday, and I'm like, no, like enjoy your time.
Yeah.
But also that would have never happened either. So
It would have happened, but
you would have killed yourself doing it, basically.
Yeah. I would have stayed up until
Yeah. So anyways, we are here. Shouldn't miss a beat, but you guys know if it happens, it happens. Sometimes we have to take a week off. Life happens.
Yeah.
So episode 1, my big fat Greek yacht emergency. Yeah, definitely. I don't know that I'd call it an emergency.
Yeah, that's a stretch, but
wait,
decent name.
Because I'm like, are they referring to the emergency as the provisions? Or is there another emergency?
No, I think that's the whole emergency.
Yeah.
We say it every week. They're not that great at
it's just a little
titling
dramatic.
the episodes. It's a little dramatic, if we're being honest.
Now, if I think this is probably the worst charter I've ever seen. Like,
yeah, it was pretty
service-wise. So it is really bad, but emergency isn't the right word.
Yeah.
It should have been my big fat Greek yacht disaster.
Yeah, that would have made more sense. Yeah. Thanks for doing my job this week.
You're welcome. All right. My question for you is kind of just a general one to start the season off. Mm-hmm. First impression, is this season going to be better than the last season of Below Deck?
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
I already have a better feeling about it.
Yeah. I think I'm not a big fan of Nathan.
Really?
Just first off.
Okay.
Because he's going after Gail. Gail is a boyfriend. Not a big fan of that. I don't like that.
Yeah, I get that.
He could win me over. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
But there's nothing too crazy brewing up right now.
No, but it's like, I don't know what it is, but it's like a comfortable level of drama.
Yeah.
And I've said this before. I mean, this is what, our 4th season we're covering?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's coming up on the 1 year of Below Deckexperts.
Yeah.
I can't remember the day.
Shoot, we should figure that out. We should have a live on the day if we can.
I got it.
We'll figure it out.
Just keep talking.
But what I like about that, well, of course, love Aeshas. Always will love Aeshas. Love her so much. She's
Aeshas,
great.
please come on our show.
She's so great. But it's because everybody seems to be generally getting along or like feel like they can mesh. I don't know. I can't explain it because of course they're not all going to get along. We get that. But I don't know. I like the vibe is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Yeah, it's everyone seems to be getting along. I can already see there's going to be a couple problems, but I think it's going to be all right.
You know what I was just thinking is another thing. I believe that Aisha is a good. Obviously, she is a good chief stew.
She's fantastic.
And I actually believe in the bosun too, which is rare.
I'm a little scared
Are you?
because we've lost so many bosuns.
I know, that's what I'm thinking. Like I haven't had a feeling about a bosun like I've had with this guy in the first couple episodes in all of the seasons we've covered.
Because he seems all right. They show in the intro of the first episode, like, just tell me what you're, like, Captain Sandy's like, tell me what you're seeing, blah, blah, blah. And she's like yelling at him, but like, what bosun doesn't get yelled at?
Right. Okay. Yeah,
so
we'll have to see.
I think he might be fine.
I hope so. I'm actually like hoping we have a bosun throughout the whole entire season because it hasn't happened in all of the seasons we've covered. So
yeah.
All right, what do you got for a question?
So it's not the 1 year yet.
Okay. Did you find it though?
Yeah, it said our first video was posted 11 months ago. And
Okay.
YouTube doesn't tell you until it was 12 months ago.
Dang. So, well, we could just go back to our first video and see what date it was posted.
That's what I did, but I don't have YouTube Studio on here we'll talk about it later.
Got it. Okay.
Who do you think the first crew member to leave the boat will be?
Well, right now, Bree.
Yeah.
She's so bad.
Yeah.
She's so bad.
Aisha had a good one where she's like, "What are you, like, breathing on the shirts?" Like
6 hours.
Still has wrinkles.
6 hours. 6 hours.
What were you doing?
That's an insane amount of time to steam. I could steam my entire closet, and it's a lot of clothes, probably in 3.
I could too, and my work ethic.
Exactly.
It would be like, all right, I got to do this, but I'm a little sleepy.
Exactly.
3-hour nap. Could still get it done.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess I'll go with Bree just because that's the easy
Yeah.
answer right now.
I would say Bree too, but I'm going to make a prediction.
Okay.
Gail.
That's also a decent one too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think in like the previews that we've seen if somebody's not in it.
Yeah.
The bosun I haven't seen in a lot, but Ian, it's just Ian, right? It's spelled a little weird, but it's Ian.
Yeah.
I don't see him in a lot of previews, but also I don't know, he could just be not problematic.
I was just going to say he's not that problematic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't think he has a love interest
potentially
yet.
the chef.
I could see that too.
Because
Which I don't want to see him go. He seems like a really cool guy.
he does, and I do have the notes in here. Like I think I like him. However, I mean, when we get to it, the whole like not waking up thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if what's your opinion? Well, we'll get to your opinion when we get there.
We'll get to it.
Because that was going to be my question. This is where I was like, damn, I wish we would have split this up because the way episode 1 ends, my question could have been like, what do you think Captain Sandy's going to do?
Yeah.
But we saw it because we had to watch the second episode.
Yeah.
Oh, also, we didn't say this, off topic a little bit. Welcome to, hopefully, people who used to listen to us on a podcast. Welcome to YouTube.
Yeah.
Because we're no longer on podcast players
Yeah.
anymore. Just wanted to say welcome, hopefully, to our newbies. All right, so the topics I have are obviously welcome to a new season. We get introduced to everybody. The rosé debacle, rosé, champagne, red wine, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I literally couldn't think of anything. I'm like, just the entire charter is a shit show. Like,
Yeah.
the influencers, I guess, the charter of influencers.
Yeah.
But they weren't even that bad, honestly.
No, they were actually very nice about it.
I don't know if I would have been as nice as them.
No, I don't think so either. But
Thanks.
you're welcome. But they tried so hard to make them look like dicks.
I know.
But if you really picked up on it, they're like making themselves drinks
And food.
but they're not complaining about it. And then they come down to help with the grilled cheeses, and they're like, we would rather help than complain about it.
Right.
And I was like,
You're a bigger person than me.
I can't fault you. I can't. And they gave, well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into it. So I said, first of all, they're in Greece, and I hate them for that. Because
you hate Greece.
Because Greece is my favorite country I've ever been to.
Me too.
It's just the best. The water's the best. Now, again, I haven't been half the places that we've seen on this show, so I can't really compare it to, like, where were we last season? I already forget. It was like a Caribbean island.
I think it was Russia.
But anyways, I love Greece, and it's so cool that they're like kind of based in Athens, because all of the islands of Greece, like even Captain Sandy said at the beginning, the best ones are like the ones that aren't touristy. It was beautiful. Like when I went to Greece, the one island, my favorite island was one like Paros, which is like one barely anybody goes to.
Yeah, that was, you did solo travel there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was with like a group of other young 20-year-olds, but I didn't go with anybody I knew.
Yeah, so if we haven't said it before, she travels the world. I've never left the United States.
Yes. I don't know that we've ever said that.
I don't think so. No.
And I couldn't even tell you. I should count how many countries I've been to.
I've been to one.
Yeah. I've been to...
USA, baby.
Just off the top of my head, I'll probably miss some. Canada, Mexico, Costa Rica, Jamaica. Thinking in the Caribbean. I've never been to the Dominican. Greece, Italy, Spain, England.
Where's Amsterdam?
The Netherlands. That might be it. Yeah. So maybe not that many.
And I've been to Florida, so same thing.
France. I've been to France too. Anywho, so they're in Greece. And then we just see like Aesha, I'm coming home, tears. She's loves
like,
Captain.
Mama.
I know. And I'm just like, do you know why this is such a breath of fresh air? Is because we had Toomey last time.
Yeah.
And it was just so toxic from the first freaking episode.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is why we feel good, because we love Aesha. We love Captain Sandy and Aesha's relationship. So I just feel good about it. She's like, I want Captain Sandy to cradle me like a baby.
And okay. And we'll get into that later.
No, Aesha said that.
Oh.
Something like that.
I thought you said that.
No.
I was like, all right, we'll get into
That's probably physically not possible.
Not for you.
I'm probably
but
double
for
the
me.
size of Captain Sandy.
I know. I don't know about you, but I always forget like how tall I am.
Yeah.
Like every time I go to Walmart, I'm just minding my own business, just fast walking through the aisles because I have social anxiety. And then there's some old lady who's like, "Excuse me."
Can you get me something?
And I'm like, "Me?" Like it would be anybody else. Like, can you get this for me? It's like 10 feet off the ground. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. I always do that because I'd rather do that if somebody's just innocently saying, oh my gosh, like you can reach this and I can't. I'm like, yeah, no problem. But if they're like, oh my God, you're so tall. Ugh. Will you get this? Like,
Yeah.
can you just ask nicely? Like, you don't have to be an idiot.
I know. And we've had this discussion for years because you hate it and I don't notice it when people say it to me.
Yeah. Have we ever said I'm 6 feet tall and he's like 6'5"? So we're really tall. Our dad's tall, but mom's not. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we just meet. I'll just go through the crew. Ian's the bosun. Mm-hmm. We have Nathan, deckhand. Joe is a deckhand, but then gets promoted to lead deckhand, which I kind of like that he did that at the beginning. Mm-hmm. I think that's also a good like precedence to be like, you have the most experience. You're my lead deckhand. I think it causes more issues when they wait a charter or two.
It gives everyone else like some ammo to be like, well, I knew how to do the anchor that one time.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And then we have Gail, who's also a deckhand. So I guess if they did order them, it's like Ian bosun, Joe lead deckhand. I think Nathan's like right behind him, and then Gail's like the least experienced. She's only been doing it for 5 months.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah. So it all makes sense.
Yep. Then I realized, so we did the bonus episode. I don't know if some of you probably watched that, and we did our first impressions. Mm-hmm. Ellie has been on before.
Yeah.
It was right at the end of a charter, or right at the end of a season.
I think she did like 2 charters.
Maybe even 2, maybe even 1.
Yeah.
But we didn't recognize her.
We didn't.
So,
no.
but then when they showed it, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. It took me until I watched the first episode of this season. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yep. So, she was on Home. Yeah, when they were on Home. So that's Ellie. She is second stew, and then we have Bree, who is third stew. One thing I noticed, and they did say, last season they had 4. Because
I don't know why they're working with 3 right now.
because of that room with the leak. Remember? Did you see? Mm-hmm. They can't house 2 people.
Oh.
So they don't have a bed for a 4th person because they won't. I guess I don't understand. No,
I know. He distracted me in the middle of that. He jumped up.
My cat just jumped up in the window. He's outside.
Yeah.
But
he's looking at us like, let us in. Let me in, assholes.
Let us in.
Let us in.
So that's the reason we only have 3, which is crazy, to be honest. Like, they need a 4th.
Yeah.
That's a big boat.
Especially because, Aeshas 2 stews are like...
Ellie's
rough around the edges.
Yeah, Ellie's okay, but she really dropped the ball with the whole grilled cheese situation.
Yeah.
And the drinks situation. She didn't make the drinks for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. But and then Bree doesn't know how to do anything.
No, not in the slightest.
Gail's in a relationship, so as far as we know, the people that are in relationships are obviously Captain Sandy and Aesha are in their long-term relationships. Mm-hmm. And then...
like normal people.
Yep, and then Gail. And I think that's it. I think everybody else is single.
Yeah.
Gail has been in a relationship for 5 months with a second engineer or something on another boat. Mm-hmm. If you guys watch these episodes, you'll see that that's probably not going to last.
Yeah. Why I'm not a big fan of Gail.
I know, yeah. Ugh, we'll get to it. So anyway, that's the crew. So let's get into it. This is where we get introduced to the provisioner issues, which we will revisit about 7 or 8 times.
Yeah.
An insane amount of times.
Yeah.
I was speechless. I was like, they have to be doing this on purpose.
I know.
To mess up that many times, it had to have been on purpose.
I know. And that was almost going to be my question of the day.
Was it on purpose?
Was it on fucking purpose? Because I know there's not a fucking Walmart there, but you can go somewhere and buy 3 boxes of rosé,
Yep.
put it on a boat and bring it to another boat. Not hard.
Yep. And again, I've been to Europe. Yes, they don't have Walmarts, but they have stores.
They're known for having wine behind every door
right.
in that country.
I'm still looking at the cat.
I know,
He's literally just staring us down.
While I'm talking, I'm just talking to Nomad.
Okay. So, what's next? We kind of get to see some personalities. Okay, how do you feel about Joe? What are your first impressions?
Better than Nathan, but I don't feel like I'm gonna like him.
Really?
Yeah. It's a 50-50.
Yes.
I'll give him that.
I see why you don't like Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, yes, you shouldn't be. It's I can see his point, but I also can be okay, that's kind of a shitty thing to do. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have loyalty to anybody, so it's it's not like he's in a relationship too. But,
yeah, but you're still being a douchebag.
Yeah. But I don't know about Joe. My first vibes were a little weird. I feel like we're gonna. We do this every season. I feel like we're going to jump around a little bit this first episode because we're still getting to know people. Mm-hmm. But jumping to when they went out to dinner, actually, that would be second episode. Yeah. Whatever. I'll finish this thought about Joe. My thought was he says something at dinner that immediately charms Bree and Ellie both. And I'm like, are we seeing the same guy? Yeah. Because this is just an awkward, weird guy. Yeah. He's not slick.
I know, and he's not funny, attractive. He's just being a dude.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was.
But at the same time, it's you just get those those YouTuber this is how you pick up chicks 101. Subscribe to my book.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't hate him, and I'm not saying anything about him yet. This is just my preliminary thing, but I'm you guys are like falling over like, oh my God, he's so smooth. Like what? He was just talking like
Just
a
like
dude.
fucking relax.
Yeah. Anyways, so honestly, like the first part of this first episode is just them going back and forth with the provisioners. Like they get their first thing, no champagne, no rosé, no red wine. They're like missing a shit ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Then the charter starts. They still don't have that stuff. They were supposed to have it like right before the charter started. Didn't get it there.
Yeah, they start the charter with 1 bottle of champagne.
Which I would have been so... I mean, you know me. I drink like 2 things. I drink champagne and margaritas.
Yeah.
That's basically it. So if you told me... And rosé. Like, again, that's like a summer...
Well, you
sparkling...
you like Milwaukee's best, too.
Old, what's...
Old style.
Old style? Maybe that's what I was...
Yeah.
I was going to say Old Milwaukee. Is that one?
You're close
mixing
enough.
them.
You're mixing them together, yeah.
Old Red? No, that's a dog. That's a bar.
Taking care of Old Red.
Yeah. Marble Reds.
And the Warren said.
Okay, so then my next note is, seriously, they brought more provisions, still no rosé.
Yeah. They're just like, send them everything. 17 boxes of potatoes. They can make it into vodka. It's fine.
Oh, something they also never brought was lobster.
Yep, never.
Literally never.
No.
Okay. And then Sandy's getting involved, saying it's unacceptable, whatever. So now we're at lunch, Lane. Take it from here.
They had lunch. Back to you. So, unlike regular med, they don't really tell us too much.
Or regular below deck, I mean.
Oh, regular below deck. Yeah, sorry. So they don't tell us too much, so I had to guess a little bit.
I forgot about that. We were spoiled with below deck.
Yeah.
We got used to that, and it's the only franchise or whatever that does that.
That really helps me out when I'm doing this.
Dang.
So yeah, that was my first point after they said grilled veggies. I said I forgot how hard this is when they don't make a whole thing about it.
Right.
Next point is eggplant. Apparently I heard eggplant. I'm not sure. And then I said, in my opinion, the best way to make vegetables edible, which is hard to do, is to season them and cook them in either olive oil or butter. So I'm assuming he did that. I don't know.
Yeah, we're not given much.
But I did get a little bit more. It was chicken breast with tzatziki sauce.
Ooh, yeah, that's very Greek.
So I'm going to throw this iPad out the window.
Tzatziki.
Tzatziki. A chicken breast has a bit of flavor, but is mostly low in fat, which in my opinion makes it like a sponge to flavor if cooked well and not overcooked. Tzatziki sauce has a base of Greek yogurt mixed with the citrus of lemon juice, the hearty and fattiness of olive oil, while being complemented by ingredients like garlic, dill, and mint.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Cool.
I'm getting good at that.
Yeah. Yeah, is that all you really got from lunch?
Pretty much,
Yeah,
yeah.
because it was just kind of like
It was about 9 seconds, so
I know.
That's what I got from it.
Dang. We'll give you the best we got, guys. Oh, I noticed too, like when we get to dinner, there's no dessert.
Yeah, or they had dessert and just didn't show us.
I know. Med, prioritize the food. That's one of our selling points to this podcast.
Yeah.
So then we're introduced to Bree and the steamer.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So, okay, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt here. If it was me, I would also probably have to learn that steamer. Like, I only know my own steamer. So I would also try to read the manual because I don't want to burn anybody's stuff. Like, you'd have to get familiar with this new piece of equipment, right?
Yeah, that would take about 7 minutes. Yeah, sure.
That's where I was going with this is I'll give her 20 to, I'll even be generous and say 30 minutes tops to figure it out. We're in 2 hours. We're 2 hours in. Mm-hmm. Barely done anything. She grew up with a maid. Mm-hmm. And she also went to boarding school where they did her laundry and folded it and put it away for her.
Fun fact, I always wanted to go to boarding school.
Really?
Yeah.
You wanted to leave?
No.
Oh.
No, I was a dumb kid. I didn't realize I'd be leaving my family if I went to boarding school. But I played the video game Bully, which is like this kid that like beat up a guy, got kicked out of his school, and got sent to boarding school.
So that's why you wanted to go?
Pretty much, yeah.
I wanted to live in the Animal Crossing world. And I still do.
Yeah. A lot simpler.
Oh my God. If you guys, anybody that plays Animal Crossing, it's just, could you imagine living on that island?
Yeah.
It's perfect. I have like 5 million bells in my bank. I have so much money. I don't even know what to do with it on Animal Crossing. And all I do all day is go around and mess with my flowers because they get too overgrown and I have to fix them. That's all I do all day.
We grew up playing it on the GameCube, which is like, I think the original game.
I think so. Yeah, I think that was probably the original.
And we'll make this quick, but our whole family, which is me, my sister, mom, dad, we all had like a house and a profile in the game. Our dad beat the whole game basically in 2 days?
Yeah, I don't think mom really played. I think we made mom a character, but she never played. We're like, Mom, here's your character. She's like, cool. Yeah. But dad did play, and my dad's he's so like OCD.
Dedicated. Yeah.
That he had to pay his house off. So if you don't know Animal Crossing, you won't know what we're talking about. But when you first start playing the game, you're like paying your house off like loan by loan. Every time you pay it off, then you get a renovation on your house and you have to pay that off. And my dad was like so obsessed with paying off that loan that he just did that and then just quit.
It was like 2 to 3 days.
Yeah. But I forgot about that. But anyway, I play it on the Switch now, and I'm the only one. You don't play it because you don't have a Switch. But well, I guess you do.
All right.
You do have a Switch. Brayden's.
You want to flex on me more or what?
You could make a character here and play.
I'm going to cut this out.
Why? You can come over and play Animal Crossing.
I'm busy that day.
So on the flip side, all the deck crew seems pretty competent.
Yeah.
Like even Gail, who has only been doing this for 5 months, seems confident enough. Like she knows enough.
And I think we're not seeing, but we see it a little bit where I think Ian's just a pretty good teacher.
I think so too. I'm hoping. My fingers are crossed that like he's going to be a good leader.
Yeah.
So we'll see. That girl fell down the stairs. That was pretty funny. One of the charter guests fell down the stairs. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah. She's like, I'm fine.
I know she wasn't too.
No, she limped into her room and cried for 20 minutes. There's no way.
Your spine would hurt so bad if you fall on your back on stairs. You know that just smarted.
It just hurts.
It hurts.
It just hurts. You just want to die.
And you're like, I'm good. Yeah, and then you go to your room and you're like...
And 2 days later, you're limping. Like, why am I limping?
Where did this giant bruise come from?
Yeah, like, why? Yeah. Why does my butt cheek look like it's purple?
So, again, charter's really bad. Bree's been steaming for 6 hours.
6 hours.
Aeshas like... Excuse me, what? She's still steaming?
Yeah, and she's like, I gave her like 3 things. I don't know what she was doing in there. We may never know.
Okay, and then I didn't make this point saying she went to boarding school and that she had a maid. There's literally not a worse person to put in laundry.
Oh, yeah, someone who's literally never done laundry before. And, I don't think we've said this yet, has been on charters before and never finished a charter.
Oh, she said that?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
She quit every time.
Okay, so that's definitely gonna make my prediction.
Yeah.
Like, it would be a miracle then if she makes it the whole season.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have to update our bingo cards after every episode too.
Shoot, you're right. And I was trying to think of a way to do that, like digitally. I have them posted on our Instagram. So what I can do.
Well, yeah, we'll just update them, put a cross through things, and then post them on YouTube and Instagram.
Okay. You have yours?
Busy.
All right, well.
Real busy.
All right, guys. It's spinning in circles. The charter sucks. Bree's steaming. The provisioner sucks. We're going to keep going. Let's go to dinner.
Dinner.
Okay.
Surf and turf, ribeye, and Alaskan crab.
Oh, I would not be disappointed in that.
Okay, that's not the first course. It's just what I wrote down first, apparently. First course, fresh snapper and mango ceviche.
See, that also sounds good, and I don't like ceviche.
You know me, I love mango and raw fish, but I don't think this is raw, but, you know.
I think it is. Ceviche is raw fish.
Trying to one-up me here?
I'm just saying that typically it is.
Relax.
Whatever.
The two main ingredients in this dish are obviously mango and red snapper. Good job, Lane.
Good job,
Jesus
Lane.
Christ. While the mango is very sweet, the red snapper has a hearty, buttery, and sweet taste to it. To balance this dish out, it is good to put in the tardiness of red onions, the citrus of lime, and orange juice, along with cilantro and black pepper. However, because I'm a dumbass, and I always just see what he's making, and then I research it for a half an hour, and then I press play, and then I put, however, this guy put in squid ink and avocado for some fucking reason. So imagine all of that, but put squid ink, which is a sweet and salty, bitter taste mixed with the earthy and fat of avocado. I was not happy.
Really?
Yeah, because I did the whole thing, and then it showed the squid ink and the avocado. And
I've never had squid ink anything,
I sent an email. It's whatever.
But have you ever had squid ink anything like pasta or?
I don't think so.
I can't imagine that it's good.
Yeah, it's
Is it more for dramatic flair?
probably, it's more salty than anything.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I was like, does it even taste like anything?
They say it's sweet, but I doubt it.
Ugh, God. I don't
It's
know.
If I had to guess, it's salty and bitter, and they mix it with butter, and then it's like, oh, that's pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah. You just
Yeah.
act like it's good.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
Like dry wine.
yeah,
You're
dry
like,
wine.
oh my God, I just love this.
I know. You know
It's
the
like-
other thing people act like they like, escargot,
What is that?
snail.
Yeah.
Really? You cannot fool me thinking that you like that slimy, nasty snail shell in your mouth.
Nah.
Nasty.
There's no way.
So in the middle of dinner, Aisha's like, we don't have red wine, but it's coming. And then the boat comes. Guess what?
No fucking rosé.
I would have ripped my hair out if I were
Yeah.
Aisha. I would have been like, I told you 2 things and you brought 1.
Mm-hmm.
I was in disbelief. I was like,
Go to a bar and overpay
Well-
for 8 bottles of rosé just to hold the boat over. How hard is that?
eventually they go to another super yacht, which we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But my God, like I could have done better than these provisioners. They could have been
Yeah.
like, hey, here's a list. And I would have been like, okay, I'll go to the store.
Just get a guy, find a guy who has a kayak, give him 200 euros, tell him to stuff as many as he can by his legs and come back out, and he would have done better than the provisioners.
I know. It had to have been a joke or it had to have been set up.
It
because
had
was
to have been
crazy.
set up. There's no way.
Okay, so basically at the end of episode 1, this is where Aisha goes to sleep. She kind of leaves Ellie in charge. She's like, I trust her. I'm going to give her this, this opportunity. And it does not go well.
No.
Okay.
I definitely forgot the second course.
Oh, okay. I thought you were done talking about dinner. Sorry.
Yeah, that's my bad. I'll just tell you what it is. It's ribeye, broccoli, and crab cake.
Oh, we did. Yeah, you said at the beginning. Great. He did great because he had wanted the lobster.
Yeah.
Came up with the crab. I wouldn't have been disappointed. And that was the one thing that in my notes, the one thing that went well on this charter was the food.
Yeah.
Besides the late night snacks, which is what we're getting to right now.
Yeah. Let's get into it.
So basically, she puts Ellie in charge. So it's Ellie and Gail dealing with these people. Now, I don't think they could have, I was going to say, I don't think they could have predicted how needy these people would have been, but they literally put it on their preference sheet.
Yep.
Which is, again, why I would have freaked out if I was them.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, you made me fill this sheet out and you've done like half of what I put on there.
Yeah.
Why even ask me? If you're, and I know it's not their fault. And I know Aisha was like, keeping them in the loop. Like, we're trying. It's not really on us. But
it's how many times can you apologize before something changes?
Right.
You know?
And do everything else stellar then. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't have my rosé or my red wine or whatever, you better be fucking feeding me the alcohol you have. You better be giving me bomb food. You better be following everything on my preference sheet that you can.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is they want their late night snacks that they put on their preference sheet. There's nothing prepared, which is on the chef.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So then Ellie's like, goes and wakes up the chef. Okay. At first I was like, we've seen this before. We've seen Jack get up.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen, who was the chef last season? We've seen that chef get up. Anthony got up. Oh God, poor Anthony. That was rough. That was rough on him. But he got up, and
that was so rough on him.
It was so rough on him.
He slept like 4 hours a night, just regularly.
Regularly, yeah. But I kind of remember the captain being like, "Good job," like you know, like. So, anyway, he doesn't get up. He's like, make grilled cheeses when they asked for more than that. Like, I will give Ellie that like they were like, we want this, this, and this. I can't remember exactly what it was.
It was nachos, guacamole.
Did they say grilled cheeses?
Grilled cheeses, and it was mac and cheese.
Okay, yeah. So, like, that is a lot. It would be one thing if last season when they were like, we want paninis. Like, okay, you can figure that out. You can throw some meat and cheese on bread and smash it. But when they're saying mac and cheese, you know, all this stuff, I would have woke the chef up too.
Yeah, especially if I knew it was on the preference sheet, because all of those things take forever if you're not just like throwing in a box of Kraft, melting cheese on tortilla chips.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to put more flair into it. He's a chef. So that's going to take a couple hours, but it's still on him that they had it on their preference sheet.
Right. And again, if he would have had something prepared, I don't think they specified what late night food they wanted on their preference sheet.
They just said late night snacks.
So if he had prepared, again, like paninis that they just needed to press, or like pizzas that just needed to be put in the oven, you would have been like, hey, chef prepared this, and I'm sure they would have been fine.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm sticking to my guns. That's on chef. He didn't follow the preference sheet.
Yeah.
And he never really took responsibility for that, which I didn't really like.
He didn't. And Sandy kind of backed him up too.
I know.
But it's still not, it's still kind of gray for me, because did he mess up? Yes, absolutely. But you need him wide awake the next day.
I get that.
I think Ellie should have just gone out and been like, we're sorry, we have nothing prepared. We have chips and we have all this, BS. I don't think she should have woken up the chef the second time. I think the first time was warranted.
Yeah.
He said no.
That's
let
true.
him sleep.
I think she just didn't really know what to do, because it wasn't just them saying, oh yeah, just make us some grilled cheeses. Mm-hmm. I guess in a perfect world, she would have tried to wake the chef up. He said no. I would have, if I were her, I would have went back up and said, hey, like, the chef's already asleep. I'm really sorry. We're going to whip together some grilled cheeses for you real quick. We just need some time. And I think they would have been okay with that.
And they still kind of were, even though she was like, sorry, guys, only thing on the menu is grilled cheese. What's in the grilled cheese? Cheese.
Well, yeah. And then
Relax.
she's like, and then they're like, and we've been waiting on those mojitos for like 45 minutes. And she's
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, I'm only one person. And I'm like, girl.
What were you doing for an hour?
What
were you doing?
I think she was trying to wake the chef up and stuff.
That takes 4 minutes.
I know. I didn't understand that either, because I was like,
what were you doing?
So that's where I see she definitely didn't time manage very well. So anyways, I think that's kind of where that episode ends.
Yeah.
So now we are on to episode 2. Still with us, guys? Hope so.
You still here?
This one's called Sneak, Sip, Sink. Mm-hmm. Say that 5 times fast.
Sneak, sip, sink. Sneak, sip, sink. It's not that fast.
That's not. I was going to say, you're just saying it normally.
I'm also reading it,
say
too.
Say it faster. Say it. Say it.
Say it. Where is she? Sneak, sip, sink. Sneak, sip, sink. Sneak, sip, sink. Sneak, sip, sink. Sneak, sip, sink.
Wow, that was
Nailed
good.
It.
I was really struggling with it last night when I was taking notes. I had paused it and I'm like, okay, sneak, sip, sink. And then I would go to type it and I'm like, wait, what was it? And then I have to look at, okay, sneak, sip, sink. And then I'd be like, wait, what? And then I was like, sneak, spink, like what? I was like, God, my brain was not articulating. Okay, so the topics we have for this is it like basically most of the episode is just finishing up this arguably the worst charter ever.
Yeah.
With the most patient guests, I would say, even though they're like young, maybe not even 21 years old. Still no rosé champagne, no late night food, terrible, terrible laundry. Oh, we didn't even get into this, but we will. Brie not only takes forever steaming, she also loses clothes.
Yeah. How do you do that?
How does that happen?
How do you do that? Like, Brie, I'm sure you're a fine person, but there's like 5 places their clothes could be. Either washer 1, washer 2, dryer 1, or dryer 2, or on the table.
Yep.
Where did it go?
Yep.
Like, I would understand if it's socks, because socks go missing and no one knows why.
That's true.
But, yeah.
Anyways, let's get into it. So, and then the first night out, which we'll talk about. So we continue. The guests now are making their own drinks and their own sandwiches, and it's bad. And Ellie's just kind of letting them do it, because I don't know if you're in that situation, you can tell them no.
Oh, no.
Like,
Yeah.
Aisha kind of says that in the morning, like, oh, you probably shouldn't let them do that. But I don't know that I would say that in the middle of the night when everything's going so wrong. And
yeah. And it wasn't like they were, like, falling over themselves drunk. Like, they were just like I said earlier, we would rather help than complain about it.
Yep.
I'd let them do it.
Yep. I'd have to.
If I was fucking up that bad, I'd be like, yeah, go for it.
Yep.
If that's what you want to do it.
Yeah. So, they crawl their way through that. Ellie doesn't go to bed till like
7.
6 or 7 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
What were you doing?
But then she gets up at like 11.
What were you doing with the time?
I don't know.
What was there to do? I'm sure there was things to do, but what were you doing?
Well,
I just want to know.
Aisha makes the point, we don't know specifically, but Aisha makes the point that on those late night shifts, you should not really be spending a ton of time with the guests. You should be checking in with them. What do you need? Making sure they have their drinks and stuff. But you need to be cleaning and like there's other duties that person does. So she wasn't doing any of that stuff till probably 1 a.m., 1 or 2 a.m. Because
Still, 7 a.m.?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question.
What were you scrubbing the teak? Were you chopping barnacles off the bottom of the boat? What were you doing? Don't get me wrong. I know these jobs are hard. I'm just making colorful commentary.
So in the morning, Chef talks with Aisha about like being woken up. Mm-hmm. And Aisha is me. And Aisha's like, well, it was on their preference sheet.
It was on the fucking preference sheet.
And I'm sorry. I wanted him to own up to it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I was like, damn, I really liked you. And then you kind of just made Ellie feel really bad. And like, you're like, thank you for your apology. You know, like, I feel like Ellie handled that pretty well, where she was like, you know, I'm sorry. And he's like, apology accepted. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think you could, yeah.
Yeah, especially it's on the preference sheet. Like,
Oh,
you gotta know that as the chef.
No, and I have a note here. They flashed back to the preference sheet meeting. Mm-hmm. It was brought up.
He said it.
And he said, I will take care of that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's
I would be so mad if I was Ellie.
Yeah.
And she was so upset, and I was with her. I was like, girl, I get it, because I probably would have done the same thing. And it's not on Ellie to know the preference sheet like it is on Aisha and the chef.
Yeah, no, it's not. She's just doing her job.
But then I get disappointed because Sandy's like, never wake up the chef. And I'm like, in what universe? Because we've seen it over and over.
Yeah, I think she was more being like, Sandy and Aisha have this thing where let's keep the peace for now until everybody settles into their roles, and then we start chipping away at all the problems.
Yeah.
Which is annoying watching, but I understand.
Yeah. So then I said, well, honestly, if they don't get a single tip this charter, I get it.
Yeah, I would understand.
I would have understood if they got like $1,000.
Yeah, they're like, here's a couple bucks. Thanks for serving me 3 drinks in the last 2 days.
And like some food here and there.
Yeah.
So then we are kind of introduced to Gail and Nathan kind of hitting it off. Yeah. Thoughts? Well, we already kind of said thoughts on that.
Stupid.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I guess we can just address it now. They're flirting. Gail's like talking to her boyfriend on the phone and saying like, "Well, I'm not texting him all day every day." Like, girl. Okay, and she says this at the end. I already
I
wrote
know.
it down.
I already know what you're gonna say, and it infuriated me.
Oh, she goes, I don't know, am I
it.
doing the right thing or am I doing the wrong thing? And I'm like,
The
girl,
wrong thing.
it's the wrong thing.
And she's like, well, long distance relationships, he's probably gonna hook up with another girl. It's like,
then don't be together.
Either, yeah, just don't be together. Tell him you don't want to be together, or don't be a dick about it.
Yeah.
You know?
I was like, girl, it's definitely the wrong thing. Now, everybody's different. Even if they wanted an open relationship, hey, we've seen that before.
Yeah. Doesn't work out, but sure.
It doesn't work out for Natalia and her boyfriend,
No.
but that's better than just being like, well, it's probably okay.
Well, he's probably going to cheat on me, so I'll cheat on him. And then, yeah.
I don't know. Is it the right thing? Girl, no, it's not.
No.
Sorry. Ooh.
You asshole.
Yeah. Ugh. But.
And then we're somewhere near the rose escapade.
Yes. I was going to say they go to the super yacht. What were your thoughts on the interaction with the captain of that super yacht?
Oh, yeah. It was it Nathan or Joe? I know
both of them.
They both went, but one of them's like, I used to be a salesman.
Yeah, I think it was Joe.
And then he's like, we'll pay you whatever you want. It's like, okay, you're a great salesman.
Yeah.
Great negotiating power.
I did notice that. He's like, yeah, I noticed that these aren't worth more than that. What do you want? We'll pay you anything. Like, oh, all right.
Yeah,
well,
he's like...
okay, that's not really a tactic, but no, I'm just like, does that captain really have to be a dick about it? Like, just make them pay what you paid.
Yeah, I mean, the captain was a dick about it, but he's like, yeah, 75 euros for a bottle, per bottle. And he's like, well, we researched it. It's 20. What did you research? You don't know what bottles they have.
Right.
Fuck off.
Well,
that was like his one tactic. And then he's like, all right, we'll pay you whatever you want.
Right.
It's like, great job, man.
And then I got confused because he was talking about quid, but quid is like the British form of currency. The British don't use the euro like everybody else does in Europe.
Yeah.
So he's like 20 quid. And I'm like, bro, they're not using quid. So he might not even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, he might not even know like what the conversion rate of that is. Yeah. I got really confused.
I was also confused, but yeah.
What's new, right?
I wonder why he's not a salesman anymore.
So now we're at lunch. Did you write anything about like their last lunch?
I did. That was why I was a half hour late.
Okay.
Soba noodle salad is basically spaghetti without the sauce.
Just noodles.
Yeah, pretty much handmade noodles that are made out of buckwheat.
Ooh.
Don't know if that's a thing. More of a flat and dense flavor profile. The ingredients for... Okay, well, I'm stupid. I literally put spaghetti without the sauce, and then one sentence later, I'm like, the ingredients for the sauce start with... Lane, you dumbass. The ingredients for the sauce start with peanut butter and water to loosen up the peanut butter. After that, it's a blend of citrus with lime juice, saltiness from soy sauce and sesame oil, and added to the sweetness of honey and the spiciness of sriracha. The salad part is a mix of chicken, bell peppers, purple cabbage, and crushed peanuts. They also get served pineapple chicken.
Okay.
It's just a chicken made out of pineapple. It's kind of underwhelming.
Like it's actually like the shape of a chicken. It's just pineapple.
So another chicken dish where the main flavor is not coming from the meat itself. Most of the recipes I've found, this is just me writing this 2 nights ago, found include...
Earlier today.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, earlier today. I found include brown sugar as the key third ingredient. While this makes this dish very sweet, it is beautifully offset with things like lemon juice, red wine vinegar, soy sauce, Dijon mustard, chili paste, and an array of potent spices.
All right. What are your thoughts on how it was?
So far, I want the food from last charter. Or not, last season.
Yeah, so far, I guess we have to give him the benefit of the doubt because of the provisioner.
I just don't want... Yeah, well, yeah, that is very true. I don't want chicken when I'm in Greece.
I know. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Which, it's not on him. Like we
No.
just said, the provisioner.
Yeah, I'm with you. If I only had limited meals, I'd be like seafood and steak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. All right. Again, it's just more of Brie in the laundry. I'm not going to keep...
She's still fucking up the laundry.
I know. I'm not going to keep talking about it. We're docking, and there's a little bit of a blunder, but Nathan kind of knows what he's doing more than Joe.
Yeah.
Which they kind of explain it where Joe doesn't have a shit ton of experience. I think he's like done... I think this is like his third charter. Maybe he did like 1.5 or something. Mm-hmm. Whatever. But the part of the boat, I am not a boat expert because I can't even remember the names of like the parts of the boat. But like the part of the boat that he was most familiar with is not the part that he was in.
Yeah.
So he's just got to get more familiar. But I don't know. We'll have to see. Like maybe Nathan will end up having more knowledge than him. But Nathan doesn't want lead deckhand.
Yeah, he said he's here for a fun time.
Which I was like, respect.
Yeah.
Like I think, well, my personality, I would always want to be promoted because I'm a psycho, but
yeah, same.
But I'd love to have that feeling of just, and maybe I would have, like if I would have went there right after college or something. Mm-hmm. I don't know, maybe I would have been like, I don't care about being chief stew, I just want to be, I'll be in the laundry, I don't care, I get to travel for free. So I like his vibe.
I know, me and you have that similar mindset. Like I joined a fraternity in college. I'm like, I could either have years of fun and messing around, or I could become president and be stressed out every day.
I know. Yeah. It's like you don't think about doing that, but like you're always kind of like, okay, well, what's the next thing?
Yeah.
So then they leave and the primary is so nice.
Yeah.
And the tip is $15,000, which is, it's a short charter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, literally kudos to them because I would not have acted the way they did.
I know. As soon as they walked up, I'm like, I'm going to hate these guys.
We didn't. They were nice.
They were great.
They were.
They were great.
They were even nice to Brie when she's like missing their shirts and pants and...
Yeah, they were just kind of direct with her, like, no, those aren't mine, but can you find my pants? It's like, that's not a hard... They're
like, I would like to wear the clothes that I brought for my vacation.
And at some point they're like, I just kind of want my pants back before we leave. It's like, that's kind of fair. That's kind of fair.
Oh my God. And then, see, so I know why Aesha's doing this, but her and Ellie were so nice to Brie at the end. They're like, you'll get it, girl. And I was like, girl. It was really bad. And you're like telling her but Aisha explains. She's like, there's no use in, she's like, if we told Brie everything she was doing wrong, that's all she'd hear all day, every day.
Yeah. Yeah. She would never recover. Just like how, like Natalia with Toomey.
Yeah.
As soon as Toomey got on the boat, she was like, fuck you, you suck. Mm-hmm. And Natalia quit.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
and Natalia actually knew what she was doing.
I was going to say, it's totally different because Natalia knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah,
but
we didn't need Toomey on that boat.
God. So I said, okay, so at the tip meeting, I just thought this was kind of funny where Captain Sandy's being so nice, right? She's going around, she's like, you did great. You did great. Everything's great. Everybody's like this. And she's like, yeah, and never wake the chef. And I was like, whoa, Captain Sandy.
Yeah, it was.
Was it not? Did you notice that?
Yeah.
I was like, this is so flowery and amazing and sunshine and rainbows. And then she's like, yeah. And also, never wake the chef.
She's like, you get a car. You get a car. You get a car. Go fuck yourself.
That's exactly what it was. So poor Ellie, because again, all Brie did was fuck everything up.
Literally, I don't know what she did this charter. If she was on her phone, it would make more sense.
And poor Ellie gets shit on for waking up the chef.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I get that they need their sleep. I totally get that. But I'm just a little bit confused because we've seen it happen multiple times in the past and it's never been made a big deal about like this. So
Yeah.
And then we're at the night out. Honestly, there's not much to say about the night out. I said they think Joe is hot and has charisma. Are we seeing the same person? I said that earlier.
I don't know.
There is.
Oh, they saw a cat.
Oh, did they see a cat?
They saw a cat.
Dang. Well, I mean, that's pretty common. There's a lot of like street cats in Europe.
It made me happy. I wanted to say it.
Okay. I like that. Thanks for pointing that out. We are
Thanks for interrupting me.
We're getting some foreshadowing that there's going to be Joe, Bree, and Ellie drama, which I'm actually on board for.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting to me because I'm like, they're fighting over this man.
Yeah.
Like, that they'd probably
He's
never.
fucking gay.
They'd never fight over in real life.
Right. Yeah. It just seems like, well, these are the only dudes we got.
Yeah. And poor Ian's like trying to hit it off with Ellie, and it's just not happening.
Ian, stick to your work. Stick to your craft.
We'll see. We don't know. There's only been 2 episodes. And then the last thing is like the whole sneak the strawberry thing with fucking Gail and Nathan, which is like,
Gail.
You're not being smug. They're literally idiots because they're like into their microphones, like, where are their cameras?
Yeah,
like
stupid.
You're literally asking where are there no cameras, and there's cameras following you, so they're gonna fucking follow you.
Yeah, and there's cameras all over the boat.
Now, granted, there are cameras in some place, like there can't be cameras in the bathrooms.
Yeah, bathrooms and guest rooms are the only places on the boat that there aren't cameras.
Yep. And then they said, like some locker room or something. Why didn't you just go in one of your bathrooms? I don't understand. What they think they're being sneaky and they're not is the moral of the story.
Like maybe you're trying not to get the editor's attention or something, but
you did because you said it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or just like there's just no good way to do it.
No, you're always being watched. It's literally a TV show. It's the point.
Yeah, unless you wait until like 4 a.m, where like the camera crew's like, all right,
they're always going to be following that. Like, I have no doubt that there are camera crew 24/7.
Probably, yeah.
Well, and there's cameras mounted in their rooms.
Yeah. So they see something going on. They're like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Just not smart guys. You're going to get found out.
Couple of dummies.
All right, and that's it. What do you got? You got anything else?
No, I just wrote Gail sucks a bunch of times.
I really don't want Gail to suck. I want them to get redemption. I hope she does the right thing and tells her boyfriend and they just break up, or they put their relationship on hold or whatever. I mean, she's young. I think they're both young. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's older, but it's like when you're in this world, unless you are always going to be on the same boat together, that is so hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard. It's like high school sweethearts trying to go to 2 separate colleges and stay together. It's so impossible.
Yeah.
It's very rare, I guess is what I should say. Note, I found we joined YouTube on June 26th.
Oh, nice.
So that's when we joined. I don't know if that's when the video was posted, but we can say our anniversary is June 26th.
Yeah. That's when we started the channel.
Well, let's see what day that is. It's a Wednesday. Potentially we could have a live on that day.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. So maybe we'll bring you guys alive like we did on YouTube and Instagram. That was really fun. We could do that on our 1-year anniversary.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. If you guys didn't join us on our live, it was so much fun.
It really was. It was really fun.
We were like, before we turned on the live, we were both like, okay, no one's going to show up.
Yeah.
We're just going to be talking to ourselves. It's fine. Like, let's just get mentally prepared for that. But it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, a bunch of people joined.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I'm like, we should go live tonight. And it's like a Tuesday at 11:30.
Which it's true. We don't have to be in the same place to go live.
True, yeah.
So we'd have to figure that out. That's like an extra step, but we could figure it out. So, all right, guys. Thank you for joining us for our double episode. They will not always be like this. Not since the first season, right?
Yeah.
First season when they had those double episodes.
I loved those. And sorry and thank you again for watching this episode. Things happen.
Yeah.
And that leads into my word of the day, which adulting is hard.
Adulting is hard.
Is the word of the day because things happen. Sometimes we can't record and now we're recording.
Yeah. Today was like a perfect example of how adulting is just the worst thing in the world because I did like 1,000 things today, but I couldn't tell you what like one of them were. Oh, I could clean the litter boxes. but that's the only one I can remember. But I never stopped moving today. Like I was watching TikTok when Lane got here, and that was the first time I had like looked at my phone all day.
Yeah.
So that's adulting, right? You do things all day, and then you can't even really say what you did.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us again, and we will see you next week.
We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.